So what happened in personal injury is, so I get started in personal injury, and bottom line is I go and start meeting with attorneys and doing my presentations, and for the unique categories of chiropractic. Chiropractic is unique to personal injury, has its own little niche, and the more you stay in that niche, the better you do. When you try to compete with medicine, you won't do well. So the bottom line is, I do the presentation as one attorney. He's never worked with a chiropractor before, and he had this case where this 33-year-old woman with a 6-year-old daughter was in an auto accident, went to the emergency room, took x-rays, no broken bones, pain, muscle spasms, you guys know the whole deal. And they send her on her way. So weeks and months later, she's still having back pain. She can't pick up her daughter. Goes back to her GP. They retake x-rays. You know the deal. No broken bones. Take some more pills. You know the deal. How many times do we get that? I mean, is that like ad nauseum or what? No broken bones. Take these pills the rest of your life. Well, that's called opportunity is what that's called. That's called opportunity. And so he sent the insurance company did not offer this lady anything, no money at all, because the insurance company had 2 medical doctors saying there was nothing wrong with her. Right? Because based on the medical evaluation, there wasn't anything wrong with her. So I took the case, treated her, and bottom line is, so now I explain to the attorney how we're going to package the case and go to court and win. That's what you're going to see today, this weekend. You're going to see how all that happens in detail. And so I'm on the stand against 2 medical doctors. I'm on the stand for 2 days for like 6-7 hours. And so what were my core findings? I had a positive McNabb's line. So I had range of motion, overpressure positive, normal. She had normal active range of motion, like most PI cases. She had overpressure positive in extension. She had positive McNabb's line. You guys know the McNabb's line, you draw the line on the vertebra, and if the facets are coming up, it's encroachment. So we had some objective signs of McNabb's line. And when we did the motion study of her low back, we had her bend to the left and to the right for a biomechanical analysis that they don't do in the hospitals and medical. So when we did the motion study, we saw altered biomechanics in the spine. We saw 2 things. The spine should not only tilt to the side, but it should also turn to the side. So it should tilt and rotate. Well, both of hers were wrong. She had full range of motion. So when they tested her range of motion in her low back, she had normal active range of motion. But when you looked at the x-ray of the bones and how the bones were moving, all of those bones were locked. They were not only locked in the lower back, the vertebra should rotate to the side that you bend to. They were rotating to the opposite direction. They were not only tilting, they were rotating the opposite direction. Very easy to show a jury. And I showed that jury. And I explained why. And then I explained to that jury the mechanism of injury, how that accident caused that injury. Then I explained how that patient had the pain from the altered biomechanics. I explained the range of motion test and why it was positive. I explained the x-rays and that she had normal range of motion. And the medical doctors were right. She did have normal gross active range of motion. She had completely abnormal altered spinal motion. And it was positive for pain and overpressure. And so I explained the 3 phases of healing. I explained those biomarkers. She had limitations in her activities of daily living. The main one is she couldn't pick up her 6-year-old daughter. Now that's a big deal to a jury when over half the jury's women. I always say, how much money would you take to not be able to pick up your 6-year-old daughter? And is there a big enough check? You see, there's not a big enough check. So that's what happened in that case. And so the jury comes back from the insurance company offering nothing to a policy limit award. We won policy limit. It was the largest civil suit in the county that settled. from this little chiropractor in this little town. And that was it. Once I did that, there was no more marketing. I got all his business, and you guys know this thing called circle of influence. Well, real quickly, his immediate buddies found out about what happened, and I got their business. So in no time, I had 3, 4, 5 attorneys regularly sending me their business, okay, in addition to periodic attorneys. But it doesn't take much. I mean, I had like 3 attorneys that would periodically, or not, that would just send me their business, 3 to 5. It doesn't take many at all. And there you go, shot right up.